It's a beautiful Friday night here in Pekin, Illinois, as Clutch Sports Media welcomes you to an exciting Mid-Illini conference matchup tonight as the Pekin Dragons host the Morton Potters. Welcome inside the broadcast booth. My name is Michael Goff, and alongside me is Gavin Russell. And Gavin, this is a big opportunity for both teams here tonight to gain some ground in the conference.
Yeah, this is a big time of the year for both of these programs. The Mid-Illini schedule is just a gauntlet every single year. This is really finding out what you're made of. You're in the thick of the season. Seeing how your teams can adapt to maybe some struggles. As both these teams coming off a loss last week, so they'd like to bounce back for sure.
Absolutely. Rebounding certainly on the minds of both squads here tonight. Gavin, what do you think are going to be some of the big things to watch for out of these teams tonight?
Yeah, just trying to gain some momentum back. Morton, a little bit of a different storyline than Pekin. Pekin has lost 3 in a row, whereas Morton won their first 3 matchups of the season. So looking for both teams to kind of rekindle some of that. We know they're capable of doing great things. They have in recent years. We'll talk more about that later. But certainly a big game for momentum right in the midway point of the season.
Could not agree with you more, Gavin. It is surely to be an exciting high school football game headed your way here tonight. The Morton Potters and the Pekin Dragons are coming up on Clutch Sports Media. And we will begin with a moment of silence. And we're back here in Pekin, Illinois, a beautiful, warm Friday evening.
Would you all please rise to play the national anthem?
And it is time now for the national anthem.
Under Lieutenant Colonel Galvin Melko, commanding Major Brianna Maskell, Command Sergeant Major Audrey Durandorian, and Private Riley Boucher.
A wonderful rendition there of our national anthem by the Pekin High School Band as we get set for high school football coming your way here in just a couple of moments. Here in Pekin, Michael Goff here with you. Alongside me is Gavin Russell. Should be a pretty exciting high school football match on store here for us tonight. Both teams looking to gain some ground in that conference as we talked about in the open, and I just can't wait to see how this one unfolds.
No doubt about that, Michael, and had a moment of silence before the game. A tragic event, a mother and daughter of Pekin recently passed away a couple weeks ago. So definitely condolences to their families and the Pekin community as they had a moment of silence, and then of course the national anthem. So delaying our start to the broadcast a little bit, but appropriate reasons for sure.
And we take a look at the last time Pekin and Morton met up. It was a close game, that's for sure, to say the least there. And Morton has had the upper hand in their last 5 meetings there, Gavin, but a close one.
Yeah, they've played a lot of close matchups. They've been kind of alternating wins and losses. Pekin getting the better of the last one. Morton winners in 2023, Pekin in 2022. So they've been kind of going back and forth. We'll see if that trend holds serve. Obviously, there's a lot of different faces now from a couple of years ago, but you know, one thing holds true, they're close matchups more often than not. It's because both of these teams, very established, great coaches, just a fantastic matchup, 2 great communities definitely showing out for their sides tonight.
Yeah, and it's wonderful to see this great crowd on hand here, and again, just a very exciting night. Nothing beats Friday night football, Gavin. Nothing beats it, and I think we're in for a great one here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the pork chops are grilling behind us out there as Pekin's about to take the field right through that big red dragon out there on the field. If they can get the entrance open, there they come.
It's broken open, and here come the Pekin Dragons out onto the field. Crowd here loving it as we are just about set for Friday night football. Beautiful Pekin. Very nice night out here weather-wise.
Yeah, I mean, for late September, thinking back to past couple of years, it's been awfully chilly and rainy, as most times it is. You know, you get to the fall. It's officially fall, correct, Michael?
It is.
Officially fall now, so you know, you expect a little less, but I guess we're having an extra long summer. Was it 74 degrees tonight?
74 and clear out here tonight for what should be just about perfect conditions for football here tonight. It is going to be a fun one in store. These 2 teams neck and neck in the Mid-Illini Conference, so some good opportunities here for both sides gain in the standings. And kind of right now in the thick of the season, kind of a big point for all high school football teams, kind of looking to make your mark on the year.
Yeah, that is for sure. You know, week 5, week 6, that can really kind of dictate how are you going to finish your season. You know, the playoff push is on. Morton in a better spot to, you know, qualify for the playoffs at 5 wins, but still got to get there, right? I mean, you still got to get those elusive 2 wins, and of course they would like to do more. I think both these teams have a lot more to show. I think there's a lot to be learned, and we've seen a fair share of the first 4 weeks, but week 5 is really where you see what these teams are made of. And it looks like it'll be Morton with the ball first, so Potters will get the first offensive series. Some things to watch.
And now it's time for Dragon
And we get set here as we have the all clear. And first play of the game down there and taken in by Morton, who are going to rush for it. They are down there right about the 25 line there or so.
Yeah, not a big return there, but decent field position as we look at our keys of the game tonight. Look there for Morton first. Got to hold the line. And that's one of the things they struggled with. They gave up a lot of rushing yards, a couple rushing touchdowns last week to Metamora, and then control what you can. 9 penalties last week, so coaches definitely want to see their teams keep the flags off the field. For Pekin, next man up, Dylan Anderson, officially ruled out for the season, so some players on Pekin need to step up and finish early and often. A lot of chances last week in the blowout loss against Washington. But they fumbled the ball a few times, kind of gave things away, shot themselves in the foot, so to speak. So they'd like to get things going early and often throughout tonight's game. The thing we're looking at here tonight, though, is who's going to step up for the Potters and the Dragons. Both teams looking for a spark coming off a loss last week.
Certainly response a big factor there for sure. We get set here, 1st and 10, 11:53. And very short play on that one.
Yeah, pushing them back, and that's what we're talking about, the offensive line. Both lines, really. You got to have a push up front if you're the Potters, because the Dragons have a lot of imposing players. The thing I'm looking at, though, is Brody Fritz is the quarterback for the Potters. Isaac Davis has been tremendous through the first 3 weeks. Brody Fritz got some time last week. He's back in there to start this game.
And a couple Dragons there taking down a Potter. As some tight plays here getting us underway.
Ball carrier number 24.
Yeah, Keenan Smith on the carry. He's been kind of the feature back this year for the Potters. He'll stay back out there on 3rd and pretty long. So not a great start for the Potters offense.
And Morton going to try and run down, but call there on a ball carrier.
I believe we're going to see a holding on the offense. And that's, again, one of the things we talked about, keys to the game. Got to keep that laundry off the field, as the kids like to say. Early penalty, setting them way back. I think Pekin's going to decline that smartly, and it's going to force a punt on the Potters' behalf. We'll get a nice line change from both sides. Special teamers come out.
Offense. That penalty's been declined. 4th down. Wait for my whistle. 4th down for the Dragons.
So it'll be 4th down here for the Dragons after the penalty is declined.
Number 44.
Special teams come out. And here we go.
Joseph Lopko with the
Morton
punt.
going to punt it. And it'll be caught out there
Fair catch by the Dragons.
by Ty Jackson.
Ty Jackson,
Dragons will start their possession
very dynamic
on
running
the
back
Potter 44-yard
for
line,
the
1st and
Dragons. And it's a big stand early on there for Pekin. You know, they came out and just showed no mercy. And again, wondering how that's going to affect things. Don't have any notes as to the situation on Isaac Davis, again, who dominated the first 3 weeks of the season for the Potters offense. Davis had 508 yards and 5 touchdowns through 4 games, but perhaps left last week's game a little early. So if we have a note on that, we'll let you know.
And some aggressiveness there, both sides. And again, we're seeing those defense there work on both sides.
Yeah, he had to break through, kind of improvise a little bit. His plan A and plan B looked like they kind of got closed off, Michael. He made the most of it, got some positive yardage. Again, kind of like what they did last week. The thing is are they going to be able to finish it off and capitalize?
2nd and 6 here as we hit 10 minutes to go here in our first quarter of action. Jackson will take it, and he will run all the way down to the side and is taken out of bounds there.
Looks like there's
flags
a flag.
go out.
Jackson being brought down by Caden Powers. There's a flag on the play.
Have to see what the call is. Looks like it's going to be a hold on the offense. So a crushing penalty there as well. Pekin had a few of those last week. That's something I think you expect to see more early in the year, Michael. You know, maybe knocking the rust off, maybe getting a few new players inculcated into the team. Maybe not so much in week 5, so I think both of these coaching being very strict on the details aren't going to like to see all these early penalties.
No, certainly not what you're drawing up.
10 yards from the style of foul. Replay second. Penalty puts the ball back at the 48-yard line. 2nd down.
2nd down there, ball back on the 48. And a nice job over there. And they're going to run it all the way down. What a drive. What a drive there by the Dragons. Brogan Benassi
Just
taking
about
it
to say,
down.
Yeah, wow. He just cut through there as a quarterback option, and he just cut all the way through. Big run right there by Benassi. Negates the penalty they just had. First down, Pekin.
And Pekin rebounding here, momentum back on their side here in the early goings. 1st and 10. And going down, and in for a touchdown. Ty Jackson. Just how you drew it up.
Speedster. I mean, he just nothing but speed right there. Must run track too, Michael. As we got a late flag, I believe that's going to go on a late hit on the defense. Maybe a little frustration push out right there, but nevertheless, I believe that's going to be a score. We'll get the official word. A hold, rather. Wow, that's a little surprising. We'll get the official word.
Fouls on the play. Holding. Offense. Dead ball. Personal foul. Defense. Replay first.
So we'll be replaying 1st and 10 there.
So once again, it'll be 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
The touchdown is negated. And Pekin going to get a redo here. Back to Jackson, trying to cut through a few Potters, and is taken down just in front of the goal.
Ty Jackson up the middle.
Of course, he would have liked the touchdown, Michael, but nevertheless, after the offsetting penalties, cuts through, modest gain, again, right in the red zone. This is where they couldn't convert last week, though. Couple turnovers and things didn't go their way, so they'd like to come away with 6 and get an early lead, just like our keys to the game.
That early momentum, always a big factor here in the game. Jackson trying to cut through again. And some tussling and tangling out there. Morton able to defend nicely.
Yeah, I'm looking right there at the big man up front, Aiden Lamer rather. He comes in, just swallows it up on the D line. He'll come out for 3rd down. Could be a passing down as Brogan Benassi certainly has the arm for that, but also Pekin's very focused on a ground game, so it'll be an interesting call from what Doug Nutter's crew does here.
Man in motion, and flag called there on the play, likely for a false start.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd.
Yeah, penalties so far coming to bite both teams. Kind of negated a touchdown run a moment ago from Pekin. Morton struggled with that on their first offensive drive. That's one thing coaches are just, you got to keep the penalties away when you can help it.
Yeah, you certainly do. Those penalties can certainly harm you here. Jackson trying to cut through again, and the Potters right there for it. I'll tell you, after what we thought was the first touchdown, the Morton has been able to defend Jackson thus far.
Yeah, for sure. They have just been able to stand tall. Not sure if it was an early adjustment by Adam O'Neill, who has been a defensive coordinator for a very long time. So of course he knows the defensive side of the ball very well. But 4-down territory, we were talking pregame, Michael. Kickers don't exist on a lot of high school teams, at least ones that can make long field goals, maybe at the most the PAT. So it looks like 4-down territory, as most teams will when they're kind of in this no man's land.
Here we go, Dragon fans.
And another call here, likely for false start.
Dead ball. Snap infraction. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Might as well be the same thing. Didn't even get the ball out.
So snap infraction will send everybody back.
Pekin really had a lot going on early. So obviously saw that big run by Brogan Benassi, but then it's just been kind of a whole lot of nothing, a couple penalties. Morton stood tall a couple times.
And Pekin over to Jackson, and near interception and a miss.
Potters will take possession on downs.
Yeah, Jackson Nowicki on the coverage, and he got a nice hand on that. Really nicely played by the Potters defense. What a big stand, as it looked like the Dragons were almost certainly going to get 6 points out of that drive. Cause a little frustration, get into their heads a little bit maybe, and now Potters, no harm, no foul, start with the ball right back about where they started at.
So we take a look at it here again. I mean, solid throw, and again, just a game of inches there right off the fingertips.
Yeah, he was in the area. I think the receiver had him beat, but he got him.
And a pile down there,
Quarterback
right about the
sack
20.
by number 26, Carson Eldridge.
And Morton, he's still yet to have a positive play on offense, although we are, not even halfway through this first quarter. Still very early on, but again with, looks like Isaac Davis in question, who's the quarterback of choice. Now with the sophomore in there, how do things run? Maybe a little bit of bumps to go through.
Good framing, Christian. I like how you have everyone in the frame, but we're still close enough to see the action. That's great action. Just about perfect.
And men in motion. And incomplete pass there.
Pass attempt incomplete.
Off the hands of Tommy Krupa. I'm going to just take a wild guess, say the relative of Katie Krupa, former Potters girls basketball player turned Harvard women's basketball player. Played on some legendary Bob Becker teams, great Morton girls basketball program.
And right down there at about the 20. Another incomplete pass.
Sanders. Brings up 4th down for the Potters.
Another punt for Morton, and again, looks like there's been some growing pains for Adam O'Neill's squad, who appear to be out without their star quarterback, and a change like that mid-season can really throw things off. So we'll see if they can find a little spark on the sideline, talk about it. But it'll be Pekin to return this punt.
And brought out there. And that will end that set.
Punt is marked at the 42-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Dragons.
So Pekin taking over. We take a look at head coach Adam O'Neill of Morton. Solid 15-8.
That's Doug Nutter.
Doug Nutter.
Got ahead of ourselves.
Did Doug Nutter, longtime Pekin coach.
He's been around. He's seen a thing or two, and just why Pekin is in a fine spot, even though they're at 1-3. He's seen the adversity. He's seen the ups and downs. 84 wins in his time at Pekin.
And some fall over on each other there.
Number 2.
Jackson Traylor gets the
Chase
carry.
Kruger on the carry.
Or rather, that's Chase Kruger. Switch up on the numbers
Down
there.
to the 30-yard line.
More positive yardage, but again,
12 on the play. Ball
can
on
Pekin
the
finish
30.
off a
What
drive?
it
That
is.
has been the question for the last couple
First
weeks.
down, Pekin.
But a good positive start, gain a little more momentum.
Another first down by Pekin here. They'll certainly try and convert that into some pointage.
Ball carrier Jackson Traylor. First contact, Joseph Lopko.
Lots of whistles out
Gain
there.
of 2 on the play.
2nd and 10 now.
Christian, I'm going to hang on you for a second here.
Pekin,
This one,
they hand it off. And a near breakaway. Morton defense
Ball
playing a
carrier
little
Jackson Trailer.
rough and tough there with
This time on
Jackson
the
Trailer.
Nate Sherman.
Yeah, able to bring him down, but again, another first down for Pekin, so
Gain of 8
I guess they're
yards.
good in the middle of the field.
On the 20
Just got to be able to get it done in the red zone.
First down, Pekin.
And again, red zone offense can sometimes stump teams a little bit. You know, you get into that short yardage situation. Do you have a play where you can kind of condense things and punch it in, get near the red zone?
And Pekin looking for another rush through. Morton right there once again.
Brogan Benassi.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have a lot of success going right up the middle. I think what
by
we've seen so far is
Sage
Ty
Brown.
Jackson and others, Jackson Trailer, going to the outside, using the open field to their advantage. So far, it looks like Pekin is winning a track meet, if that's what we're participating in. But up in the trenches, Morton getting it done on the D line. So some adjustments to be made both sides. And I think we'll see those as we go into the second quarter and beyond.
Certainly see how things unfold here as we get down to just about 3:10 in our first. They hand it off to Trailer again. And about a 3-on-1 there is
Jackson Trailer.
Trailer
Being brought down on the play by
Taken
Miles
down.
Schaefer.
Third down now. This is a big time for the Potters. Again, they've stood tall once. Can they do it again? Do they stick with goose eggs on the scoreboard?
Okay, so
Third down for the Dragons. Here we go.
after this play, I'm going to have you get the Pekin head coach. Well, I'm going to
3rd and 6 now, about 2.5 left to go. And back off to Ty Jackson, who is going to try and run through again. And a flag on the play there.
Ty Jackson on the carry.
And yet
We have a
another
flag on the
good run
play.
by Ty Jackson. Just looks like it'll be stamped out. I'm assuming a hold. Pretty common call. As no official word yet. But it's moving backwards, so nevertheless not positive for Pekin.
Pekin sent back once again after trying to really push through here in the first.
I think let's just update a new key to the game for both teams, Michael. No more penalties. I
Yeah.
think that might be the theme in both half times.
10 yards from the spot of the
You might always wonder, well, what's the
This one
halftime
is third
speech
down.
like? Keep the penalties down. I think that's going to be a big theme
Penalty moves
for
the ball
both
back
Adam
to the
O'Neill,
24-yard
we'll
line.
talk a little more about later, and then, of course, Doug Nutter, who we've already seen.
Third down.
So 3rd and 16 there after Pekin sent back 10. And nice run there. Oh, what a grab by the Dragons.
Pass is complete.
That was an excellent
To
pass
number 4,
and
Bobby
much
Martin.
needed there for the Dragons.
That is for sure. As Robert Martin pulling it in. Robert Martin, one of the few senior receivers they have running out there.
Moves
Again,
the ball
Dylan
down
Anderson
to the
hurt, so
11-yard line. It'll
kind
be
of having to
fourth
step it up.
down and
Braylon
1
Korma,
for the
Noah
Dragons.
Perfetti, going to be kind of the mainstays, but Martin, one of the few seniors, and he's able to make a big catch. 4th and about 1 here, Michael. This is a really, really big
Come on, Dragons,
possession
let's
as the
do it.
crowd gets fired up.
Crowd on their feet here looking for a breakthrough.
Benassi up the middle.
Able to get it.
I think he got it. A lot of bodies in that pile, hard to see, but
Gain of a yard on the play.
they spot him
They did.
Puts
couple
the ball on
couple
the
yards ahead, so
9-yard
first
line.
down
There
for
it
Pekin. They
is.
stay alive.
First down, Pekin.
And first down, Pekin's there after the quick gain of a yard.
Sometimes that's all it takes, right? It's a game of inches, as you mentioned earlier, Michael. And all they needed was just a few there.
Pekin looking to come through. The first score of the game is good. What a job there by Pekin. Brogan Benassi gets it through. Well, Pekin didn't get the touchdown the first time they were in the end zone. They got it this time.
Certainly did, able to come through, and honestly, I'm not going to lie, That option really fooled me quite a bit there. I was looking out at the running back initially, so a really well executed option. Had the Potters guessing as well, and it'll be a try for the PAT. Pekin on the board first.
The kick is up.
And
It's good.
kick is up and good there by Carl McCann. And it is 7-0 Pekin in the first.
Yeah, it's a big start for a team that didn't score in the first 3 quarters against Washington. Breaking the seal in the first quarter has to feel really good against the Morton team that's really been getting some attention at the state level. You know, not just in Central Illinois, but they have played like one of the best teams in the state. And Pekin, so far, just standing tough, standing strong against the Potters. Does Morton have a response to them? That's left to be seen. Definitely has some adjustments to be made.
Certainly see now how Morton responds. A good start for Pekin. They were aggressive, getting down there and finally able to convert after what they thought was an early touchdown negated. Get it through here just in the nick of time.
Yeah, a little time left in the first quarter. Morton just looking to move the ball. Get a little positive yardage. As Pekin will kick it away. A good return here would probably suit the Potters well. They've started around the 20-yard line, both of their offensive possessions, so they definitely want to break through and get to midfield on this return.
And Morton looking for yardage, able to corral it, and a nice drive there, taken down right about 25.
Decent return. Smith able to bring it back on the return. Looking to see if they can maybe go to the air a little bit. Despite having the sophomore quarterback in there, Brody Fritz, he still went 8 of 10 passing last week. He's able to throw for a couple touchdowns. Unfortunately for him, one of his incompletions was an interception, but threw for 176 yards.
And we get set here. 1:27 left here in the first. And Morton looking for an opening. Oh, what a job. What a grab there by Brendan Petty.
Pass is complete to number 13.
Wonderful job.
Brendan Petty
Big throw and catch right there.
moves the ball
As we were
into
just talking about Brody
territory
Fritz, can
at the
he air it out? He
42-yard
did a little
line,
last
1st and
week.
10.
Well, that's where they go. That's the first really any yardage they've had the whole game, and it comes on a huge throw to Petty.
And Petty now takes it. He thought about throwing. He's going to run it down. And flag there on the play.
And it felt
We
like
have a flag on the
had a little
play.
something going there, but it looks like it's coming back. A late hold. Should be coming back. More penalties, wiping out some big plays, but going back to that play for Petty, just a really well-thrown ball, long arms of the receiver. As he's, 6'5". I mean, it's big stature, towers over a lot of defenders.
Offense, 10 yards
As the
from
white hat
38
referee
line.
makes the call, and
22nd down.
it'll be a first and pretty long now for the Potters.
Penalty puts the ball back into Morton territory at the 48-yard line.
Not what Morton was looking for
First down, my bad.
there on that. 1st and 20 now. Just under a minute to go. Fritz has it. He's going to run down, looking like a similar play than what we saw before. And a good pass there that time around.
Broke off a little chunky yardage, but
Pass complete to number
all over
3,
it
Matt
to
Sanders.
swallow it up are the Dragons.
In on the stop,
They
Tegan
felt like
McCoy.
they'd seen that play before, and just a play ago.
2nd down. Potter.
Matt Sander able to catch to complete the pass. Second down here for Morton, 20 seconds to go. Fritz trying to just run through now. Nearly broke away.
Yeah, it almost looked like a busted play from the start as Fritz was obviously, as we could see, was going with the fake handoff, but the running back was on the opposite side of him, so maybe not super convincing. He's still able to break through, and that's the end of the first quarters. Pekin off to a good start, but obviously neck and neck anybody's game so far, Michael.
Yeah, it has been a close game there. That is for sure 7-0 in favor of Pekin after that first quarter. As teams will confer.
Will join forces on the home bleacher side for the Mid-Illini cheer.
Zach Butler, State Farm in Pekin, wants to remind you that September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. To learn more about the importance of life insurance, contact Zach at 309-347-3115 or visit him online at sfbutler.com. Tonight's game is also brought to you by American Outdoor Services. For all your lawn care needs and commercial snow removal needs, please contact American Outdoor Services at 309-840-5627. And subscribe to Clutch Sports Media Overtime for more coverage of Central Illinois high school sports. From feature stories to expert analysis from our team of reporters, CSM Overtime is the best way to stay up to date with your favorite school and sports. Second quarter underway here. Morton looking for a big start, and what a tackle out there. That was an impressive job there. Taking down a Tommy Krupa, who's a big guy out there.
Yeah, he's 6'5" as well, so a couple 6'5" receivers. Krupa, kind of a wide receiver tight end combination. And they are able to just kind of throw the ball up, and they have got that height advantage on most of those Pekin defenders.
Yeah, impressive there for sure. Fritz looking to throw it all the way in the end zone, going to be well offline there. And flags down there on the play.
Yeah, I think that's going to move the Potters forward. It was not even sure if it was really catchable, kind of a late decision to give a nudge to the receiver, and I think that's going to cause some defensive pass interference.
And we'll take a look at it here again.
Pass interference. Defense, 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
Yeah, most certainly pass interference there upon
First down for the
that
Potters
play.
At the 8-yard line.
So Morton will be at the 8-yard line here, first down. And they hand it off, trying to fight through the Dragons. Taking down there for a small bit of progress.
Ball carrier.
Sage Lelm gets up
Lelm
for a couple yards.
in on the stop.
They are a goal-to-go situation here, so I'm assuming
Waller.
4 down territory, so you got 3 shots to put the ball in for 6.
Brings up second down.
The pass game has really worked, really been to the favor, despite having the sophomore quarterback Brody Fritz out there, but he's looked pretty comfortable throwing the ball. Helps when you got good receivers. We'll see if they go to a red zone pass play.
Second and 8 here from Morton, and flag out there.
Dead ball. Delay game. Offense. 5 yards. Replay second down.
And delay a game, they're not what you're looking for.
No, that one's certainly avoidable. I mean, just not being on the same page. In the first half, I think that's a position you just take a timeout. So somebody dropped the ball, not literally, but figuratively there. And sets them back a little farther, 2nd and 13, 2nd and goal.
And Fritz hands it off. And they're taking him right near the end zone there.
Just got a huge push, just
Ball carrier Keenan
a whole
Smith.
group of hogs running up there.
In on the stop.
Just a huge group of hogs. They're able to make a big push, 3rd and 5 still.
third down, ball on the 5-yard line.
And Pekin threatened in the first. Morton doing the same here. Start off our second quarter. And Fritz passes it off, a completed pass, but a tackle down there.
Pass is complete to Matt Sander on the coverage.
So Matt Sander completes the pass, and Chase Kruger takes him down.
Yeah, Kruger read that one all the way as the Pekin sideline called it out before it even happened, and he was able to get there and stuff it. 4-down territory, so 6 yards to go. This is a big play. Can Morton respond?
And Morton going for it. The pass is good.
To number 80, Tommy Krupa.
Morton gets it
Touchdown,
done.
Potters.
Right on in there. And Morton does capitalize.
Yeah, they go to Krupa again. He had a couple of catches on that series, and he's able to find the end zone, that is, for 6 points. I think we're going to have a really good back-and-forth matchup. You know, with Pekin's 1-3 record, maybe a few people overlooking, but maybe a little trickery. I believe they'll end up just kicking the PAT here. But yeah, big response there from the
Point
Potters.
after attempt by number 27, Brody Watson.
So Brody Watson will look to tie this one up here for Morton.
And it's good.
And
with 8:59
able to
left in the first
get it
half.
through. So
It's the
Morton
Potters
ties it up
7,
at
the Dragons
7
7.
with 9 minutes to go here in quarter number 2.
There's the replay. You see here, nice rollout by Fritz. Right to his man, wide open. Krupa had him beat. As Krupa, you see there on the sidelines, gets a nice hand. Last week, Krupa had a couple of receptions, wasn't a major factor in the victory, or rather the loss against Metamora. 2 receptions, 27 yards, but making his stamp here tonight, already a couple receptions and a touchdown for the senior.
Certainly an impact play early here in the second quarter as Morton and Pekin, we talked about it. We thought it was going to be a great matchup. It has not disappointed thus far.
No, and I think, again, based on the history, you see how these matchups have come down to the wire. Last week was a 3-point game. 2023 a bit of an outlier, but the seasons before that, they were all both decided by 1 touchdown. So 3 of the last 4 have been really good, and I think the odds are certainly in favor to see that happen again tonight.
Noah Perfetti and Ty Jackson.
As we get ready here to
Brody Watson
resume
will
action.
kick off.
And Watson kicks it. And taken in nicely there by Pekin, who will run it up to right about there at the 35.
Kickoff
I think
return
we've seen
by
a lot of
Chase
that
Kruger.
from teams this year, kind of some short, high squib kicks, if you will, because they just know how dangerous some of these players can be, these total athletes can be if they get a chance to return from a full field. So trying to play the safe way. Still a bit of a long field to go for Pekin, but a little bit of breathing room behind you.
As Pekin comes out here. Ball placed right about there at the 33, 34. And a beautiful tackle there on Morton's end. Silas Steffen
Ty Jackson being
laying it
brought down
down.
by
And
Silas
take a look
Steffen.
there. Party like it's 2022, Gavin.
Yeah, back in 2022, that was a big year for the Dragons. They certainly one they'll remember for a long time. That was a historic 11-win season, never happened before. So Doug Nutter's led a couple historic teams. A lot of great players from that one. Kanye Tyler, Scotty Jordan, Bo Benassi, brother of Brogan Benassi, as Benassi drops back now.
And a nice pass there to Jackson. Oh,
Pass is complete to Ty Jackson.
and is able to get it done.
Yeah, definitely would like to rekindle a little bit of the magic they had back in 2022. They beat some really good teams along the way. Again, didn't have a loss in the regular season. Well, you're one of the only teams to give Washington a fit in recent years. Washington, just a staple program in the Mid-Illini.
And the toss there, good. And Pekin going to run it down. And he's going to run. He's going to run. He's going to run. He's off to the races. All the way down. What a drive by the Dragons. But there was a flag on the play.
We have a flag on the play.
What a great play, Michael, as the crowd collectively lets out an ah. A lot of home supporters not liking that one.
Yeah, we see everybody marching their way back.
A lot of running for nothing, I guess. Penalties continuing to plague as so far the referee's showing they're not going to let you get away with a lot in this one. Definitely going to have to play a clean game. Not much margin for error.
That has been a blocking the back, offense, 10 yards from the style of foul. Replay.
Blocking the back, just about as bad as a holding call. Both move you back 10 yards, and of course negate that massive play from Pekin. But and you drew it up once. I guess maybe draw something else up that can get you all those yards.
Yeah, we will see now what the plan is here at 3rd and 23. And at first a throw, now a sprint. And Morton able to corral it and prevent that large drive.
Yeah, that was a big stand there from the Potters. As, of course, getting a little help on the case there, the penalty, but brought down. You see just about 5 white jerseys just all right there. The line nowhere to be found, so definitely a little bit of a cleanup to do if you're the Pekin offensive line. Need a little bit of better movement. I think a lot of people think the linemen are just big guys, big, strong guys, but you got to be able to move a little bit as well.
And Pekin will punt it. Morton able to grab it, a little dive there at the toes, no good, but now we're going to see a flurry. Take down.
Returned by number 5.
Man, they're all the way at the bottom.
And it'll be decent field position for Morton, who was able to march down on a 4th down and a touchdown pass to Tommy Krupa.
First and 10 for the Potters on the Dragon 46-yard line.
Back out there to Morton trying to push through the Pekin defense. Taken down just above the 40. And we take a look there. But we partied like it was 2022. Let's take it back here. Party like it's 2021 with the Potters.
Yeah, they had a pretty special year right before the Dragons did. Seth Glatz, Eastern, stays in state, goes for the Redbirds now. That was also a very historic year to the semifinals for the Potters, and they'd like to have a little bit of that magic come back. As big gainer there gets the Potters a first down, and they're starting to feel a little rhythm. Brody Fritz is airing it out. Sophomore stepping up for senior Isaac Davis. Not sure what his situation might be, but he's not playing. So they've handed the reins over, and Fritz has played nicely here in the early going.
Yeah, he certainly has. First down here, Morton. And the ball there, as lots of whistles go flying around. We saw a Dragon dive for the ball.
Yeah, didn't go a lot anywhere right there. Pekin obviously wants to get back to that defensive line that's really been dominating early on, but they're starting to find ways to break through a little bit. Pekin needs a big stop.
And a good pass there. Able to move up.
That was just an elite throw there from Fritz.
Pass is complete to number
He had
8,
Chase
Nolan
Kruger
McIntyre.
all over that one. Had his hands up, even jumped for it. He was able to thread the needle just by Kruger. As a little tempo here for the Potters.
On the 16-yard
And it'll spark a timeout. And probably wisely so, Doug Nutter's group starting to get back on their heels a little bit. Need to resettle them down and stay locked in if they're going to get a big stop on this drive.
Yeah, a big point here for teams to regroup. As tonight's game is brought to you by Zach Butler from State Farm in Pekin for home, auto, life, and more. Get in touch with Zach at sfbutler.com or by calling 309-347-3115. And tonight's game is also brought to you by American Outdoor Services. For all your lawn care needs and commercial snow removal needs, please contact American Outdoor Services at 309-840-5627. Back-to-back WEEK 25 Viewers' Choice Award winners in 2024 and 2025.
A lot of neon going on there. Hope those are wigs. Their moms might not be very happy if they dyed their hair. All those neon colors.
Oh, certainly not.
Smith on the carry. Kruger on the stop for the Dragons.
There goes Chase Kruger once again making a stop. He's been kind of the captain of that defense. Probably not talked about enough beforehand, but getting the recognition now brings up a 2nd and long.
And looking for the opening.
Pass attempt incomplete.
Incomplete pass there.
Intended target.
It's like a tough one there. Not quite able to find an opening that he liked.
Yeah, he had lots of time. I mean,
3rd and 9
probably could have
for the Potters.
stood back there all day, played a game of Sudoku or something. I don't know. He had all day, big offensive line. The pass protection has been good, but just better defense in the secondary from the Dragons.
All right, Dragon fans, let's show some support. Here we go.
So 3rd and 9 now.
Here we go.
And here to the final third of the second quarter.
Big 3rd down coming. Wonder if they'll go back to the air. Looks like they will.
And the pass is good. Nicely done there by Morton for a touchdown. Brendan Petty comes through big time.
That's been both of the 6'5" receivers just dominating for the Potters tonight. We see Petty. We saw Krupa earlier. As Petty walks there to the sideline, he'll take a breather. That was a tough catch right in the back of the end zone. As Morton is about to look for 14 unanswered points as they'll attempt the PAT.
The extra point is up.
And up and good.
No good.
Oh, no good. No good there for Morton. So it'll
with
stay
3:47
13-7.
left in the first half. It's
Might have
the
been of a
Potters
broadcaster's
13,
jinx there.
Dragons 7.
But nevertheless get the lead as we see the replay. Big throw. What a catch. Hauling it in at the last second. Bit of a toe tap. We don't have an angle on the backside there, but big play there from Petty as it gives the Potters that 6-point lead. And again, that's what they wanted to do, right? They scored a lot of points last week, came up a little short. Didn't want to slow the offense down, just got to keep it rolling and trust your defense a little bit, trying to get back in the win column.
So Morton, after facing that early deficit, have stormed back. So they look to go 4-1 on the season tonight, off to a 13-7 lead here.
Brody Watson to kick off.
And Brody Watson kicks it off. And will land out.
Yeah, it'll be a free kick out of bounds. So we'll start up at the 40-yard line. So fairly promising field position for the Dragons. And again, good start early on. Penalties have kind of held them back. They've had some success going to the air, but again, Ty Jackson just so dynamic. He's a all-conference selection, fantastic player, looking to make the most of his senior season, and they need some wins in a hurry if they want to play past week 9. That's got to be the goal for Pekin.
As we get set to go here, 1st and 10. And an excellent job there as Pekin is going to run this one all the way down. What a drive there by Pekin.
Brogan Benassi once again with his legs. Doesn't even need to get it done with his arm. But holy cow, able to drive down and just come short of the goal line. He's knocking on the door. 1st and goal for the Dragons, and that's exactly the kind of response you needed on offense.
Yeah, beautiful job there by Benassi. No flags that time.
Yeah, that's a nice thing. Probably a lot of people holding their breath.
And Jackson looking to charge it through.
No signal yet.
Ball carrier Ty Jackson.
I think he came up just a hair short.
Ball on the 1-yard line. 2nd down.
And a 2nd down there at the goal. Nasty in here. Pekin looking to break through here. Strong opportunity for him. And they got it done. Brogan Benassi comes through for the Dragons. And Pekin answers with a vengeance.
That is the right word for that, Michael. So you see the confetti fly there a little bit. Brogan Benassi definitely earned that touchdown. He had the big gainer around 60, 65 yards or so, give or take. And then he punches in for the score. So quarterbacks, the modern age, they like to run the ball a lot. They don't even need to pass it to make good things happen with PAT on the way.
And Carl McCann looking to get it and gets it through. And with that, Pekin back in front, 14-13.
Yeah, by the narrowest of margins, but you got to feel good saying, hey, we got the lead. We had a couple bad drives there, didn't go the way we wanted, but near the end of the first half, we got a lead against a 3-1 Morton team. And Benassi just diving in.
Yeah, just right there, nose to the zone. Got it done there.
2:28, a lot of time left, especially for a passing team like Morton. Talk about the job Brody Fritz has done. Sophomore stepping up in a big way. He has got a lot of talent. Of course, got to hope the best for Isaac Davis if he is potentially injured. No word on that to my knowledge, but Fritz making the future look awfully bright. And there's quite a bit of juniors on this Morton roster, so it's going to be a very similar looking group coming back next year, and you got to love that as a coach. You get to work with a lot of the same guys for a couple of years.
And kicked off there.
McCann into the end zone.
And McCann got it in the end zone.
So it'll be all right field position for Morton.
And we take a look there And one of the Morton Potters to watch here in this one, Keenan Smith. I mean, take a look at what he did last week. Impressive.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns was big. Again, just coming up short, but he got the most carries out of anybody on the team. You know, for a team that obviously has a good mix of run and pass, he's going to be the featured back more often than not. He's gotten a few carries tonight. It looks like the Dragons have game planned around him pretty heavily. But he's a dynamic back. He can make some things happen. And some big efforts already this season, including last week with his 2 touchdowns.
First and 10 here. And right down there at the 20.
Yeah, it didn't go anywhere. Back to the line of scrimmage. So far, it's been Pekin holding the line.
Being brought down by Noah Perfetti.
Again, that was something that
Second down.
I was looking for Morton to do throughout this game.
And swatted out there.
Pass complete to number 13.
They're trying to play the clock a little bit, so obviously some sidelines, a lot of out routes probably coming up. Any Madden players out there, the famous bench route.
It'll be first and 10 for the Potters.
And a breakthrough looking to be made. Defensive clinic here.
Yeah, we've seen some good defense from both sides. Feels like the runs up the middle are not really going either team's way. Got to get a little trickier as we near a minute.
And breakthrough looking there. Some yards advance.
And interesting to see going to Silas Steffen quite a bit on the carries. Steffen, a name recognizable for basketball fans in the area. That was just a couple missed tackles right there, Michael. He's a big guy. Can't bring him down with the arms. You got to get him all the way wrapped up. First down for the Potters.
Minute to go. We'll see what happens.
They're just giving it to Steffen, letting him grind his way down. Morton has 2 timeouts in the back pocket. Well, actually, rather, they have all 3. So they have some decisions to make here as we get to about 40 seconds.
And Fritz sends it out. Incomplete there. Not able to find the hands and running out of time here as Matt Sander not quite able to corral that one.
Yeah, it was a little bit out of his reach, not quite on target. It was well defended too, so Fritz really would have had to have threaded the needle there. 3rd and short, but most importantly, running out of time. Still a lot of yards to go.
And Fritz hands it off. And Pekin right there to take down Keenan Smith.
Keenan Smith on the carry.
Smith tripped up, so we'll get a timeout, but good enough for the first down.
Timeout.
As it's time for both teams to kind of talk over what he do in the last 30 seconds. Still 2 timeouts in Morton's back pocket, so got some decisions to make.
Yeah, certainly a big spot here in the game, and you take a look at head coach of Morton, Adam O'Neill. 2 seasons at Morton, pretty solid record thus far.
Yeah, it was a really good first year for O'Neill. They made the state playoffs. Last year, not the way the Potters wanted to end the season. They would tell you that too. But he's one thing about him, he's a tough guy. They definitely really just preach effort, intensity over at Morton. So they've come back and responded in a big way to a season that, again, just didn't go their way. As they're 3-1 to start things out, looking for their 4th win here tonight and getting to O'Neill's 2nd playoffs in his 3rd year. And of note, O'Neill, former coach for Peoria High under Tim Thornton, longtime legendary coach of Woodruff and Peoria High. So he's come from a good coaching tree, and he's trying to keep it going in the red and white.
Always great to see. A little roll there out to Fritz, who is going to go a long way with it. What a pass. And a beautiful job there by Brendan Petty to take that one in. Just a beautiful pass, beautiful catch. That's how he drew it up.
That came right out of the timeout, so that's perfect for O'Neill and company. As the clock starts back up after they move the chains, as we'll get a stoppage. I believe they'll take another timeout.
Timeout Morton, their second of the half.
And that's a probably smart timeout, 16.2. You got time for 2 or 3 more plays. Look at this pass, though. Fritz steps all the way into it. Petty wide open.
Yeah.
Dragons just there to get him out of bounds around the 5-yard line, but nothing but daylight. Fritz on the money. And Doug Nutter kind of shaking his head a little bit there. Now it's going to take a big stand in the last 16 seconds to give Pekin the lead going into the half.
Yeah, big spot here in this game, and if you're Pekin, you don't want Morton to jump in front of you here with 16 seconds left in your first half here. So defense on top, and you got to think Morton's going to be looking to just charge through.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Doug Nutter knows how to coach a good defense. They've had a lot of good defenses come through Pekin, a lot of hard hitters, and it looks like they'll be about 6 or 7 yards out as time is now the enemy.
16 seconds to go. Morton looking to break it through. What a nice defensive job there by Pekin. It's a huge sack there.
Yeah, look at this. Just blows up the blocker. The running back had no shot. A pair of Dragons get in there for the sack. Kruger being one of them. Looked like on the assist was Sandefar. Huge play there for the Dragons.
Yeah, that's a big time play.
You force Morton to take your last timeout. So 10 seconds left. I got to think they'll be passing the ball. They can possibly get a couple more plays out of the deal. And it backs them up several yards. So now you're looking about 15 yards to go. Kind of just stand tall at the goal line. And anything with the clock running probably is going to end the half.
Yeah, with 10 seconds to go here, it is a down-to-the-wire first half. That is for sure.
Second down.
And Fritz going to make the throw, and it is good.
No, not good.
Pass is incomplete.
Nearly got it in.
Brings up third down.
Very close. I mean, just by an eyelash. Take a look on the replay. Oh, wow.
Oh.
He might have juggled the ball. Looks like it might have come out just at the very end. Looked like a catch, but officials had eye on it down there on the goal line, and it is no good. As Adam O'Neill having a conversation with the referee on that side of the field, probably not too thrilled with that call.
No, a tough one out there for sure.
Timeout. Timeout. Pekin, their second of the half.
And Pekin taking a timeout now.
As we'll look at that play again on the timeout. Man, just oh so close. Slows it down. The control might have been the issue. Definitely had a foot in. Did he have control? That's where he gets screened out just a little bit. The ref makes the call as no good. Might have come up with it at the last second. Tough call to make, though, Michael. I mean, he had the foot in bounds in the end zone. Maybe just bobbled it a little bit.
Yeah, again, these two teams have a history of it being a close one there. It doesn't get any closer than that.
All right. This is it for the half, and it's going to be a pass. Will they go back to one of those 6'5" receivers? We'll see.
And he's going to run it. Now the pass. Out.
Pass is incomplete.
No good.
And there's a flag on the
Flags
play.
are out on the play.
I think this is going to be on the offense for a potential hold, which would just end the half, and I think Pekin definitely would take that if that's the case.
Illegal forward pass. Offense. That penalty's been declined. That pass.
I think Pekin's going to take that one all day, a 1-point lead, and just as you said earlier, Michael, as close as it gets. As you see the end of the half right here, Fritz got up way in front of that line of scrimmage. He just really had no option, so the touchdown wouldn't have been good even if there was a catch. And that's where we send it to the half. Couldn't ask for a better one so far.
Yeah, so a exciting first half here in the books in Pekin. Pekin taking a 14-13 lead here over Morton. It is an exciting Friday night for football here.
Definitely
And
enjoyed that first half. The big lights there at Memorial Stadium. It's been a great crowd so far. And the closer it gets, the lower time we get in this game. It's only going to get more rowdy, but a good chance for us to catch our breath. Everybody in the stands, grab a concession, and regroup for the second half.
Yeah, it certainly was an exciting first half, and I think we'll see a lot more excitement in that second half. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back here in Pekin.
Central Illinois, we're going to overtime. After 4 years of preps coverage in Central Illinois, Clutch Sports Media is ready for a new era. CSM Overtime.
What is CSM Overtime? We're going beyond the broadcast to give you in-depth coverage of your teams,
Your stories. Your stats and standings.
your highlights and action shots.
With your subscription, you'll get to see news and feature stories from all sports, up-to-date stats from around the area, and thoughtful analysis from our team of experts. As for our broadcast and social media coverage, it's only getting better.
With your support of Clutch Sports Media Overtime, we'll continue to grow our free broadcast coverage with more sports, more games, and more innovation.
And thanks to our partnership with Too Efficient Media, your social media feeds will be filled with Central Illinois' best sights and sounds. CSM Overtime will also give you access to full galleries from some of the most talented photographers and videographers in our region.
As the new season approaches, it's time for more.
More action. More stories.
More coverage of all Central Illinois sports. It's Clutch Sports Media Overtime.
Welcome you back to Pekin Memorial Stadium here on a beautiful Friday night. As you get to look there at the Pekin High School Marching Band and their performance this year under the big lights. But I guess for your real halftime entertainment, we'll welcome in co-founder of Clutch Sports Media, Larry Larson. Larry,
Yeah, I don't know
it's been
about
a
real
while.
entertainment, but yeah, Gavin, good to be back on the headset with you. Hope you've been good. It's been fun to listen and here in the first half.
Absolutely. Hope you've been doing well as well. And this is a stadium you're pretty familiar with. I know
Yeah.
kind of in the early days of Clutch, Pekin was really in the special seasons we talked about in the first half. Great memories from 2021, 2022. Excellent Pekin teams, excellent Morton teams. Just fun programs to watch.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, you look at the timing of those runs with, first Morton you were talking about, and also those Pekin deep runs in 2022. That was really a memorable time. I think about Clutch and kind of our ascent into what we've been able to do here. You can't really tell that story without those Pekin playoff runs, because Pekin is a big school. It's a big town here, biggest school in the Mid-Illini. It comes with a lot of viewers, and because of those viewers and because of all the great, local partners we've had here in Pekin, it's a big part of what we've been able to do and kind of build here. So Yeah, a lot of good memories here at Pekin Memorial.
Absolutely, and obviously we've had a lot of CSM alumni come through here. A lot of newer faces. We love continuing to get new people into the sports broadcasting industry, but it's been a minute since you've been on a broadcast, maybe since TOC last year. What have you been up to in the meantime?
Well, spent the summer down in Charleston, South Carolina, not to be confused with the great town of Charleston, Illinois, home of Eastern Illinois. But, yeah, spent the summer with the Charleston River Dogs, minor league baseball, Rays single-A affiliate. So that's where I broadcasted this summer. Also do a lot of broadcasting down in Carbondale with SIU. Women's basketball, football coming up next week. A lot of fun stuff down there with the Salukis. I know they're a little unpopular around here between Illinois State down the road in Normal, Braves, of course, in Peoria, but got to go where the work is.
That's very, very, very true. And speaking of the work, even with your other ventures, of course, still keeping tabs on some clutch stuff. I know we run our advertisement there for CSM Overtime, but that's really been a fantastic source. I think we've had tons of great articles and stuff. What goes into the work behind the scenes on that? I know we've had tons of content come out in the last several months.
Yeah, well, it really starts with John Michael. Want to give John a shout-out. It's his birthday today. He's turning 25. He's spending it calling Normal West and Peoria from the bleachers over at Peoria Stadium. That game in the third quarter, in case anybody wants to tune in on ciproud.com. But it really starts with John putting in the effort to maintain relationships with athletes, coaches, teams, ADs around the area, kind of having a nose for these stories. And then from there, it's really an army of workers that not only bring you the broadcast, but bring you everything behind the scenes, writing nightly roundups, not just football. It's every single event, every single sport that we can get our hands on, we'll write about in our roundup every night. And various other feature stories. John just had a great story about two Normal community soccer players who are here in Normal. They're from Africa originally. So those are stories that, unfortunately, in today's media landscape, might disappear because of a lack of resources and various other factors. We all know what's kind of happened to the newspaper industry. Local news, no exception either. A lot of places are short-staffed right now. So kind of our goal ultimately is to help fill a void and tell some stories that might not otherwise be told.
That is so true. You saw just a moment ago. See some overtime right there on your screen. The QR code, go to clutchsportsil.com to sign up today. It's price unchanged. John mentioned that.
Yes, of course. So we opened it up, I think, what was that? We started doing it in 2023, so it's been 2 full years now, and we have not upped our subscription price. $8.49 a month, a little bit more discounted if you go for the full year subscription. I think you get 2 or 3 months free if you pay for the lump sum right up front. I think it's $89.95, and those prices have not changed. We think that's a pretty good deal, obviously. In today's times, money's tight for a lot of folks, so we certainly appreciate whenever anybody feels it's worth it to spend their hard-earned money to follow along with high school sports with us. But, yeah, we've made that a priority, trying to keep things consistent and not raising rates on folks.
Yeah. You keep tabs with us throughout the season. Sometimes we like to run specials. I
had
a game last year that went to an overtime in a basketball matchup, and we offered first month of CSM overtime for $1.
Yes.
So it does pay in a way to watch our streams, keep tab with our social media feeds, occasionally get those discounts. Last thing before we let you get out of here, Larry, you've been kind of taking back the game as a far, also keeping some tabs on some other games. Not to go super deep, but on the surface, what do you take away from this game so far?
Yeah, I've been really, really impressed with the Morton quarterback, Brody Fritz. I know he did not start the season as the starting quarterback. We saw before the game started, J.J. Barnes out on crutches during the captain's meeting at half field, and usually that can cause some trouble for some teams, but I really like the way that Morton has responded. Obviously a heartbreaking loss last week to Metamora, so really a fan of how they've slung the ball around the yard. And look, on the other side, Pekin in front by a score. Brogan Benassi, you mentioned Bo Benassi. I saw a lot of Bo Benassi on those good Pekin teams. It's cool to see his younger brother really throw the rock, but also pound the rock. He's a tenacious runner, not afraid to take a hit and bounce off a tackle. So it should be a really great second half, and I've really been entertained by the quarterback play.
It's been really good so far. Maybe we'll have to get Larry down for a pork chop review or something.
Yeah.
We brought that. We'll bring that back maybe another week. But definitely a great night out here at Pekin. They're celebrating cancer awareness. A little ahead of the game. I know October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but never too early to start that.
Yeah, never too early, never too late to battle cancer, so a good cause here. I love the field paint as well. The pink Pekin P, as well as the end zone paint.
We were talking about it before the game. One of the few fields that's still natural grass in Central Illinois, so you don't see that too often anymore. But Larry,
I love it. We need more.
Absolutely. I'm a big proponent of the natural grass. You know
yes,
that.
yes, of course.
Appreciate your time, Larry.
Yeah. Always a pleasure, Gavin. Appreciate
Always
you.
Nice to have Larry in town. We'll welcome back Michael Goff here in a moment, but before we do that, we'll get our great advertisers for tonight's game, starting with Zach Butler State Farm. Zach Butler State Farm in Pekin wants to remind you that September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. To learn more about the importance of life insurance, contact Zach at 309-347-3115 or visit him online at sfbutler.com. Also brought to you by American Outdoor Services. Tonight's game is brought to you by American Outdoor Services for all your lawn care needs and commercial snow removal needs. Please contact American Outdoor Services at 309-840-5627. They're back-to-back WEEK 25 Viewers' Choice Award winners in 2024 and 2025. And finally, if you want to advertise with us, give us a shout-out. We're looking to advertise with any local businesses, Pekin, Morton, or otherwise. You can contact us today, clutchsportsil@gmail.com. Go through our website to send us a contact form. We'd love to hear from you and promote your local business to high school sports fans all throughout Central Illinois. With that, we welcome back Michael Goff. Michael, it was a great first half, and I believe we have some highlights.
Yeah, we do indeed, Gavin, and it has been an exciting first half. And first off, we want to thank Mr. Larry Larson for coming on and joining us here at the halftime. Much appreciated. And let's take a look at some of these highlights here from the first half. It was a very back-and-forth battle. It seemed like Pekin scored, Morton scored, Pekin scored. There's a back and forth the whole time. It has been a thriller out there.
Yeah, it certainly has, and saw an early tip away on a fourth down, but then Morton responding. Tommy Kruppel with the touchdown. There's Brogan Benassi improvising, gets a little duck out of the way. Morton brings it down. A very tight window for Fritz to throw into the end zone for one of Morton's touchdowns. Of course, there's Benassi diving forward for 6 more. A lot of action, both quarterbacks, as Larry mentioned, and the confetti. Always a nice time to celebrate high school football. Nearly in a disaster there for Pekin.
Yeah, it has been a thriller out there. We talked about it. 4-2 penalties, a big story in the game here too, but both teams have been able to really respond to that and still get some nice drives, find their ways into the end zone there, and pretty brutal play there to end off the first half.
Yeah, you just saw the end of the first half there, and now the dance team for Pekin High School, you know, as we kind of revisit those keys of the game, as you mentioned, the flags have really been a detriment to both teams. Despite that, still both teams able to put up a couple of touchdowns. Definitely a big thing to do, but really one of the ones I want to revisit is Hold the Line. That's not just the Toto song. You know, that's something that they need to do both ways. Morton has not been able to consistently hold that line. They've not been able to get much on the ground game going. The air game has been able to support them very well, but they need to get some going on the ground as well, as they'll look to some of their featured backs, Keenan Smith. We saw Silas Steffen get a couple carries as well. So definitely time to make some adjustments. And, you know, again, I think it's going to come down to the wire, Michael. I'm not expecting anything less than a thriller. So don't go anywhere. Tell your friends, tell your family. Hop on clutchsportsil.com and CSM on YouTube to catch the rest of this one.
And indeed, Gavin, I would be shocked, frankly, if this is anything but a close finish there. No doubt about it. And we take a look at the Mid-Illini Conference standings right here in the middle, right there in the grind of the season. You see Pekin looking for their first conference win. Morton looking to get into that 2-win column just to keep up with the top right now.
Yeah, right now it's really been all Washington. Obviously, they took that one non-conference loss. Dunlap and East Peoria are going at it tonight. Kind of the question of hey, who's going to stay perfect, the only perfect team in the Mid-Illini after tonight. So far, it's been all Dunlap over in EP. But again, Metamora firmly in the mix, and then, of course, you got those two teams. You know, a lot to play for, still lots of time left this season. And it starts tonight. I mean, you know, uneven amount of weeks throughout the season, but we're right at that midway point, and this is a really key matchup that I think we'll look back in late October and say, this is a turning point for one of these two teams, and I think they know that for sure.
Yeah, I could not agree with you more there, Gavin. You can feel the just the atmosphere in here tonight. You can tell this is a big game matchup there. There is no doubt about it. As we take a look there, phenomenal section. Gotta love the hair out there. Hopefully those are their wigs, or else there might be some upset parents out there.
Yes, yeah, we saw them earlier, and a few of them look like they've shed the wigs, so good to see they're keeping the natural hair for a future day, but definitely festive. Great student sections at Mid-Illini Conference. Something we always love to talk about is fantastic student sections. No shame to Pekin student section as well, as they're going with the pink out as we talk about the breast cancer awareness. Volley for a cure is something they're doing over here, and even free admission if you had a pink t-shirt on tonight, so not a bad deal.
No, not a bad deal at all. And it goes to a great cause like we talked about there before. Again, lots of pink in the stands. Great to see. Great cause out there.
Once again, with the purchase of that,
gets you admission to not just one game, but another one in October 14th as well.
At Pekin High School.
And as we take a look here, Morton down by a point, but head coach Adam O'Neill has this MVP process that he coaches and he teaches his guys under, and you got to love everything on their belief, hard work, helping others, getting that 1% better, attack the day. I think we've seen them try and attack things here in this one. Events plus response equals outcome. When I talk to Coach O'Neill, you can't control the events, but you can't control the response, so you have to maximize the outcomes. My other favorite quote from him, hard work works.
Yeah, that is for sure, and I definitely got to think that's something he's learned through, coaching as a defensive coordinator for a lot of years. Again, mentioned he was with Tim Thornton out in Kansas, I believe it was, Manhattan High School for 5 years prior. So he's been around the block, seen the different coaches, but just got to love all the principles on there. I'm sure Pekin has something very similar to this, but MVP process, something that's, I think, definitely helped them throughout this season. And again, that's what they're going to need tonight. Maybe some events that didn't go their way. You missed the PAT, you're down by one. But what's the response be in the second half? That's kind of what it's all about. What's the response going to be from both teams? As both teams will huddle up, final discussions. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah. Quick going over those game plans as the second half is getting closer to getting underway here. A beautiful Friday night in Pekin, and a great contest in store here tonight. And we thank you for joining us here in the broadcast booth. Michael Goff here alongside me, Gavin Russell. So thank you for tuning into Clutch Sports Media.
Got to shout out our fantastic engineers of this broadcast, Joshua Messenger. He put together that highlight package. And, folks, maybe if you're a new viewer, you wouldn't realize how important these replays and these highlight packages are. This is the first time we've been able to introduce this on CSM. I've been around CSM since 2021, and really cool to see how far things have come. So great job to Josh as well as Sydney Barnes, also on the controls tonight. Great duo getting it done, so thank you to both of them. And again, thanks to all the viewers making this possible. As Larry said earlier, not possible without these great communities coming together to support Clutch, and hopefully you're enjoying all the broadcasts and content we've been able to release for football season.
And we certainly couldn't do it without our entire crew here, and we appreciate them very much. As second half action getting ready to commence. Pekin leads 14-13 over Morton.
And it's Pekin with the ball, so kind of an ideal spot. You held tough, bend, but didn't break at the end of the first half. Now, what's the response going to be? See if the Dragons can extend their lead.
And Morton swats it out. A little bit of a corral, almost
Almost a fumble there, as Perfetti kind of took an awkward bounce, slipped through his hands, just muffed it a little bit. So now, going to be kind of backed up a little bit, got a long field to go. Looks like they'll have a little over, boy, they're way backed up there at the 14-yard line. So they'll have about 85 to go, 86, and it's going to be a drive. I think we're going to see a little more passing from Benassi. There goes Jackson. That'll get them out of the hole a little bit.
Ball carrier Ty Jackson. On the stop, Sage Lum.
As a flag comes out. Didn't even see that one myself, Michael. It was kind of behind the play. Because again, the penalties right off the bat. First play from scrimmage in the second half, a penalty.
Yeah, consistent theme carrying over at least through the beginning here of the second half. And another charge there, not much movement, but a pile out there, another flag out.
Not sure what that one was on. I think that might go on the defenses. There's some frustrated Potters. Personal foul against Morton. So trading penalties. And coach is definitely not going to like that one. Penalties continue to be a flurry of them, as that'll be 15 yards and a first down. So might as well had that run there from Jackson. So we're right back to where we were just a couple seconds ago.
Yeah, we certainly are here. Some stagnant movement.
Moves the ball to the 28-yard line, where it is. First down, Pekin.
An emphatic first down there from the PA announcer. Lots of energy in Pekin tonight, that is for sure.
Another penalty. So we've seen 3 flags in a matter of 32 seconds of the second half. Might be going for a Guinness Book of World Records for penalty flags. I don't know. Probably not what the coaches want, as it'll back them up 5 yards.
And Pekin going to try and run it. It is taken down there. Is Benassi.
And nice takedown there from Silas Steffen, and wasn't really a major factor offensively the first few weeks. Defensively he was, but now he's kind of been going on both sides of the ball. And again, with Isaac Davis not playing, they've had to go to some other sources. They've got Steffen going in the ground game, and there with a big tackle on defense.
And, what a...
I think it's a fumble.
What a fumble, and Morton is going to take the ball. Saw Silas Steffen real amped up after that one.
Right on cue, Silas Steffen. You'll see it one more time. Benassi gonna just keep it himself. Looks like it got ripped away from the D lineman. That was 42, Nowicki. And right into the hands of Silas Steffen. A huge momentum shift. Is now Morton with a chance for a big response, as they just took the ball away, see if they can score with a short field.
Morton looking to take advantage there. A huge grab by Steffen. And Fritz fakes hands out there to Krupa. The big unit taken down.
Certainly a big unit. We're going to take a look at that one more time. That was a nice rip out. Wasn't even a peanut punch, but just got a hand on it. And Silas Steffen able to come up with it right there, as Morton with prime field position.
And a big gathering there down on the field.
Carson Eldridge.
Third
on
and
the
moderate as Pekin able to come up with a big second down stop. Again, it's really just been the passing game. And it's been all Brody Fritz finding those
Brings up
big
third
statured
down for the
receivers.
Potters.
The run game has not produced a whole lot, so I'd have to think they're going to the air on third down.
Oh, the ball gets away. But a Potter down there.
Dragons think they got it.
Loose ball recovered by Fritz.
And Morton will jump back on it.
Yeah, Brody Fritz able to hold on.
Very close to another fumble as we get a Dragon down on the play. Banged up with a couple bodies, but takeaway there for Pekin. Although they didn't take the ball away, they're able to hold them to a 4th and moderate again. So
Bridgman.
as the injured player trots off the field, doesn't look too serious. It looks like it'll be 4 down territory, so it's a big opportunity for
Fourth
Pekin to
down for the Potters.
remedy that early second half turnover.
Here we go, defense.
4th and 4 here for Morton. Fritz fakes hands. Now he throws. And oh! Not quite good.
Pass is incomplete.
What a job there by Pekin. Saving a touchdown.
Tegan McCoy able to make the stop. Really convincing fake handoff. And a nice ball. Little bit high. McCoy had it punched out at the end.
Possession on downs.
Punched out at the end. Just not quite.
Oh, so close.
At their own 22-yard line.
So now Dragons immediately get the ball back. Defense does the job. Gotta put that turnover behind you. Gotta move on. Hit the reset button.
And Jackson trying to fend off some Potters. He slips
Ty Jackson on the carry.
down there right about the 22.
Halftime, we were talking how much we love the natural grass surfaces. I don't think Ty Jackson loved it as much right there. He tried to make a cut up the sideline, lost his footing. Perhaps a little excess irrigation still on the grass there, causing him to slip. And only a gain of 1.
2nd and 10.
8.5 left. And takedown.
Ty Jackson on the carry.
Just
being
right
brought
there.
down by Brody Pinter.
Yeah, 3rd and moderate here. Neither team has yet to have a big offensive play. Just a few minutes into the second half.
For the Dragons.
And largely on the ground. A lot of options from Pekin. Banassi's got an arm, hasn't really used it so far. Got to think this one's going to Jackson.
And Manassi will throw, and oh, Jackson nearly had it.
Pass attempt incomplete.
Kind of a spike out there.
Intended target.
Jackson made a good effort to try and make the catch.
Brings up 4th down.
I
for
believe
the
that was
Dragons.
actually Braylon Korma who was out there. Number 1, number 7 look awfully similar on those jerseys. But it'll be a punt nevertheless, so lots of defense so far. Again, O'Neill, a former defensive coordinator, coach for Morton. Doug Nutter, very defensive-focused coach, is yet another flag. And some extracurriculars as the Pekin sideline awfully happy about that, but we'll see if there's maybe some offsetting penalties perhaps. A personal foul on the Potters. Definitely ill-advised. Definitely not something that was forced.
Defense, 5 yards.
2 penalties actually on the Potters, so
Personal foul. Defense, 15 yards.
Back-to-back, just killing Morton right there. That was going to be a punt away,
20-yard penalty against
and
the
two
Potters.
penalties
Puts the ball on the 46-yard
move them
line.
forward.
There it is. First down, Pekin.
So first down now for Pekin after penalties. A swat pass out there. Jackson this time a big breaker there. Potters surrounding the Dragons.
Complete to 7. Ty Jackson.
Jackson able to come up with a solid gain, though. And he can catch the ball just as well as he can run the ball.
Brings the ball to the Potter 46-yard line.
As Pekin just tearing off little chunks at a time, got helped on the penalty. See if they can take that to their advantage.
And not much happening that time for Pekin.
Number 10, Tate Sherman. On the quarterback.
Third and, again, once again, kind of moderate, about 5 yards to go.
49-yard line, third down and 5.
As decision time, a little bit of confusion. Sideline still calling it out. Using hand signals like a baseball first or third base coach.
Certainly is. Nasty running for it.
Pass attempt incomplete.
And
Brings up fourth
trucks
down
it
for the
out,
Dragons.
incomplete.
It looks like the punt unit's going to come back on, so Morton catches a huge break. I mean, they pretty much gave away about 15 yards and a first down. Pekin unable to capitalize as they'll stall out right at midfield, barring any penalties on the Potters.
And the punt in the air.
Oh, that's a nice punt right there.
And right by the
Ball is down by the Dragons.
Dragon side there.
At the 7-yard line.
As the Dragon drops down to the ground and a looks like a very, very bad cramp. Get that guy a body armor.
Yeah, right there.
Got to get stretched out a little bit. Anybody that's ever had a serious cramp like that, a sports injury, you know those are not fun. It's just normal, and then out of nowhere, bam! Agonizing pain, calf, thigh, somewhere in that area, ankle, foot. Feel for the guy.
Ball on the 7-yard line. It'll be first and 10 for the Potters.
And right there, right at the 10.
Quarterback keeper sacked by Jaden
Fritz trying to run it himself, doing his best Brogan Benassi impression, but Fritz's game has really been in the air tonight.
Gain of 2. It'll be second down and
Lots
8.
of passes, lots of catches. We'll see if Pekin is able to defend the pass a little better here in the second half. Definitely looks like they're gearing a little more that direction.
And the long toss just out
Attempt
of the
incomplete.
hands.
Intended target.
Strong effort there.
And Braylon Korma draped all over him. He really did the most he could. The thing is when, you know, the receiver there, looked like that time it was Petty. You know, he's got about probably 3 or 4 inches of height on his defender. Fritz puts that ball in the right place. That's going to be a catch more often than not. Fortunately for the Dragons, it was overthrown and brings up a big third down. And another penalty.
Lots of penalties in the first and quite a few already here in the second half.
Red ball. Ball start. Offense. It's still third down.
And Morton's just going to be lucky to not be punting from the end zone at this rate.
12-yard penalty, moves the
As
ball back.
see Coach O'Neill,
Be third down and
a little bit of
13.
frustration, collecting his thoughts, and brings up a 3rd and long.
And Fritz taking it in from the end zone, chucks it. And it is a good pass. Tough to get anything out of the hands
Pass
there.
is complete to number 80, Tommy Krupa.
Tommy Krupa back on the reception. He's been a really trusty receiver, not one of their leaders last week. Last week it was Sander getting a lot of the receptions, but this week, unofficially, Krupa's probably got about 4 or 5 receptions as well as a touchdown.
Yeah, he's had a solid game. Fritz chucks it out. Oh, what a grab out there
Pass is complete to number
by
8,
Nolan McIntyre.
That's the first time I've called his name.
That's a nice job there.
Moves the ball to
Yeah,
the
he was
own
wide open.
37-yard line.
You just saw there on the
10
replay. He just cut up the middle of the field. Comes up a bit limp, but I think he'll be all right. Came down onto the ground hard, and Morton really moving the ball now.
And it's a surrounding. And that at last, Silas Steffen taken down.
What a tough run. That was about 3 broken tackles as a late flag comes in.
As officials convene here to see what the flag was on.
Something after the play. It's an unsportsmanlike on Morton. So just negated a really nice run by Silas Steffen. I mean, he just kept plowing. Broke about 3 or 4 tackles. As we see this replay, see with a little after the play, maybe some talking, maybe some pushing and shoving. Again, must have been something said down there. Must have been a lot of talking. Nothing too visual to us, but I guess the officials are closest to the game.
Yeah, I got to go off their word.
So it'll move things back. They will get the first down out of the deal, but have to start a little farther back.
As Morton ready to snap, Fritz hands it off. They go for the run. And another flag out. As flags have been the main thing out there tonight.
Yeah. Getting a little more airtime than I think anybody was hoping for.
Sideline warning. Defense. That's their first. Down to the neck.
Looks like a sideline warning, so
Play moves the ball into Dragon territory at the 42-yard
no
line.
penalty,
First and
but
10.
definitely a time to regroup for the Pekin sideline.
No doubt at all. They go to Steffen again. And it has taken another flag goes out there.
Carson Eldridge on the stop.
And that was just ill-advised. Certainly a late hit. Steffen's going to come out of the game. Probably a little shook up on that one. He was well on the ground and came in with a late shoulder. Just not a smart play at all. Again, these are the unforced things. It's not sometimes, you get caught in the moment, maybe get tripped up, get an unfortunate penalty. These are definitely controllable things that are starting to frustrate both teams in a significant way.
Personal foul. Spearing on the defense. 15 yards. Makes it first down.
Spearing, that's not one you hear every day. So we get a look back at it.
Ball
You see
on the
Steffen
20.
well on the ground. I mean, for, get 3 or 4 seconds, that's going to get called every single time. probably not anything malicious intent behind it, but tough call.
Fritz looking for the long game. Not able to get it done.
Pass attempt incomplete.
It's going to be a tough one to make. Gotta commend the effort, but that was a tough spot.
Yeah, it was going to be, once again, very precise throw was going to be needed to complete that. Fritz has made some nice throws tonight, but those are not ones that work out every single time. Trying to use those tall receivers to the advantage, but it looks like Pekin has definitely made a fantastic adjustment to curb the pass game a little bit,
I've got the winning number right
especially
here.
to some of those one-on-one matchups.
Yeah, no doubt Pekin has been strong thus far in fending off. Fritz now hands it off. And fake handoff. Now he's running. He's going to make the long throw.
Pass attempt
Another
incomplete.
ambitious throw. But another one
Winning
incomplete.
number for the 50.
Yeah, he kind of know where to go. Probably a smart play, and for a sophomore quarterback to kind of learn to throw it away, a lot will try to tuck it and run, try to do something with their legs, be a hero, but that time he just gets rid of it, loses a down, but you're still 3rd and 10, nearing the red zone, knocking on that door again. Again, defense has just been the name of the game all second half so far.
As it throws in. Handoff this time. And down there, ball was handed out there to McCann.
Ball carrier Smith being met up by number 40 of the Dragons.
Yeah, nowhere to go and meets him right at the line. So 4th and 10, and again, Morton definitely going for this. This is definitely 4-down territory the rest of the way, at least at this part of the field. So we'll see if they draw something up.
4th down.
Again, got to be going back to the air here. Running game not had a ton of success. Looking for one of those outside receivers.
And in motion for Morton. Fritz running back, making the throw. And it deflects. An incomplete pass there. Pekin will take the ball back. Take a look at it here again. Fritz running for it, trying to make that last-ditch effort. You see who he's aiming for, but the Dragons just kind of had everybody surrounded there.
Yeah, that was a big-time stop by the Dragons right there. You saw he had his receiver for a moment, but a nice breakup at the very end. Well defended by Pekin. They've given up a couple big plays, but again, that bend don't break. Any Chicago Bears fans out there, that's an old Lovie Smith trait. Their defense, not sure if they're running Tampa too, but using that principle for sure.
And the handoff there, Morton defense kind of taking it back there. A Dragon down but up.
And Benassi a little shook up on the play. Might have come down hard, and looks like hands on the hips, starts to catch his breath a little bit. See if they hand it off maybe to Ty Jackson, give Benassi a little bit of a breather after a hard takedown.
And Benassi does take it in and just misses Jackson's hands.
Pass attempt incomplete, intended target.
Yeah, that's a dangerous pass right there. Had the safety coming over. Looks like that's Sage Lelm roaming the defensive backfield. Just out of the hands, out of the reach of Jackson. Could end a disaster. Luckily, nobody got hurt there. A big collision looked like it was possible.
And Benassi will go long again. It is taken in that time
Pass complete
by
to Chase
Kruger.
And
But Kruger now down.
yeah, I was gonna say, not sure if he's another cramp. We saw him cramping earlier.
Once again,
He's
the
in
concession
some
stands,
pain.
Half price on chops, brats, and hot dogs.
Obviously, hopefully he's all right. Quite a bit of pain as both teams will walk off. Just kind of kills the game, you know. You really hate to see any injuries, Michael.
Yeah, especially in a game that has been as good as this one. You hate to see it out there, and again, we certainly hope he is all right.
I get tended to. Coaching staff over there. Guess in the meantime, how about some scores around the area, Michael?
That sounds perfect.
We'll see if we can effort getting some of those in here as both teams wait. Good one going over on CIProud.com in the fourth quarter. Normal West on top of Peoria High right now, 43-30. The Lions. Different animal, I suppose. Lions falling a little behind. Wildcats doing well as Kruger will hop off to a nice hand from the crowd. Metamora all over Canton, 54-16. Washington on Limestone at halftime, 62-16. It's a big first half score. Normal Community beating Manual, 56-8. Peoria Notre Dame on top of Champaign Centennial, 22-14, a close one there. Princeville just beating out Abington Avon, 21-20. Those are a few scores around the area. And Dunlap all over East Peoria, 41-0.
Fourth down and 2 for the Dragons.
Some close games, some games with a large margin there in and around the area.
Jackson just close to the first down marker. We'll see if they give him a good spot. It looks like they will. That was a crucial fourth down. Trusting their stuff as we get a replay right here. He just had to hop, skip, and jump through. And again, maybe a little favorable on the spot, but just enough to get the first down.
First down now for the Dragons. Less than 2 minutes left here in our third quarter. Still looking for our first scoring of the second half. And the handoff there is good, and nice drive there, nice advance by Jackson Traylor.
Traylor had some good carries early on in the game. Kind of went silent, didn't have a lot of him, but it looks like Chase Kruger is getting worked on the sideline. Not sure if it's a bad cramp or something otherwise, but Traylor coming in and with a first down carry.
Ball on the 45-yard line, where it is.
Just over a minute left, and false start there, likely to be called here on the flag.
Yeah, it feels like things started going a little more positive, a little more fluid, and then another flag.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
Benassi's got Traylor out there in the backfield. No Ty Jackson in the backfield at least. Jackson on the sidelines.
And another charge attempt here. Pile of black and white meat out there.
Yeah, a little bit of a gain. Second down, a little more manageable now. Still a ways to go, but
Brings up second down
one more
12
play,
for
more
the
than
Dragons.
likely here in this third quarter, and a lot of penalties and lots of really good defense. Can't discredit the defenses whatsoever, Michael. They've made some big plays, a turnover as well.
And the pass out there, Jackson good.
Pass is complete to Ty Jackson.
That'll bring up a third and medium
Yard line.
as we'll go to the fourth quarter. Don't have to go too far to swap ends of the field.
Brings up third down and
Not a
6
long walk.
for the
They're not going to
Dragons.
get their steps in there, but fourth quarter coming up. And it's going to be interesting to see how this one finishes, see if we'll get some more offense.
Yeah, it certainly will. No points were scored there in quarter number 3 after a couple touchdowns in the first half there.
Morton Potters 13, your Pekin
A
Dragons
defensive
14.
quarter, that is for sure. And we take a look here as Zach Butler from State Farm in Pekin wants to remind you that September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. To learn more about the importance of life insurance, contact Zach at 309-347-3115 or visit him online at sfbutler.com. Tonight's game is also brought to you by American Outdoor Services. For all your lawn care needs and commercial snow removal needs, please contact American Outdoor Services at 309-840-5627. They're back-to-back WEEK 25 Viewers' Choice Award winners in 2024 and 2025. And here in Pekin, as the Dragons still lead this one 14-13 after a scoreless third quarter. Michael Goff here with you. Gavin Russell alongside me here in the broadcast booth. Beautiful Friday night. Couldn't ask for much better conditions than what we have out here tonight. As Massey receives the ball first, and first pass of the quarter is going to be incomplete.
Yeah, it brings up fourth and a decision. Benassi was hit kind of hard, so maybe a little shook up, and it looks like Pekin will punt it away and trying to just, by an absolute threat, hang on to this 1-point lead they got from the Morton missed PAT in the first half. Quick update on our game on CIProud.com. Normal West 43, Peoria High 38. So that is another absolute barn burner. 2 really good ones this week for our clutch crews. Couldn't go wrong with either game.
As the Dragons punt that one out, Stefan takes it.
And Stefan has definitely played a huge role. I'm not even sure if Silas Stefan expected to be used as much as he has tonight. But he's certainly taken the lead on things here in the second half. Came up with a fumble recovery, had a few nice runs. And they'll have a bit of a long field to go if they want to take this lead. Again, trailed by just the slimmest of margins, but offense has been hard to come by, Michael.
Yeah, it has. It was a different story in those first couple quarters there as we saw these teams exchange touchdowns, but it has certainly, to your point, Gavin, been a defensive show here in the second half. Again, no points have come across. And in a 1-point game here, fourth quarter. Still a lot of time left in this fourth, but things keep going the way that it is, I think we're in for quite the finish.
That is for sure.
As Fritz is running it, and he'll take it out.
Yeah, probably a smart play there by Fritz. You know, talk about throwing the ball away, but you also don't want to throw it in a no man's land and potentially have that get picked off. He's done a nice job holding on to the football, and great poise from a sophomore quarterback. Definitely not a name I think a lot of people knew, but he's been on the big stage 2 weeks in a row now, and he's come up in a massive way for the Potters.
Yeah, impressive, that is for sure. As he hands it off. And a back and forth battle there. And it'll be a gain of, as Keenan Smith there for it.
Ball carrier.
Smith hasn't gotten involved a lot tonight, but able to string together a pretty physical run as it's 3rd and short, and Pekin's been pretty good on the 3rd downs. So we'll see if they can get a big push up front. It's been a very physical battle out there as, again, time just slipping away from the Potters. Got to find some offense.
And the handoff again to Smith as he's taken down. But it gets just a little bit further.
Yeah, he's able to get the first down there, so positive momentum.
Carson Eldridge.
Haven't seen a penalty in a while, so that's a good thing for both teams.
Potters move the ball to the 34-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10.
Running a couple times. See if they go back to that well here on 1st down.
As we see Smith in motion there, Fritz now running over, and a flag is down on the play, and Fritz is taken down right on the edges.
Yeah, that's
Quarterback
going to
being
be
run
another
down by number
hole or block in the
5,
back,
Jamie Daw,
the last second.
and number 40
Offensive lineman
running,
pleads his case.
Davion House.
Looked like that was Max Tucker. The penalty's going to go on. As again, just another seemingly drive-killing penalty. Just cannot catch a break. The lineman responsible for quite a few holds tonight.
Offense, 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay first down.
And we'll redo the first down now, 1st and 20. And the fake handoff to Fritz, pass good. As Morton tries to charge it through there off of Brendan Petty.
And that was a huge tackle
To Brendan Petty.
coming through by Jackson Traylor. He's been involved on offense, but now getting involved on defense. As we saw the loss earlier of Chase Kruger, who had made some big defensive plays, Michael. Went down with an injury a little bit ago, sitting on the trainer's table, wrapping his ankle up, so hopefully nothing more than a twist, and he can get back out there for the end of this one.
Be something to watch out there for sure. Fritz hands it off to Smith. And taken down right there by Pekin as Korma
Keenan Smith on the
gets
carry.
done.
Yeah, now 3rd and long.
Great Korma,
Big 3rd down right here, and
along with Tegan McCoy.
this feels like a big turning point in the game. 9 minutes to go. Still lots of time left. A lot can
Third
happen,
down
but
for the Potters.
this feels like this could be a turning point. A stop gives Pekin a lot of momentum. Morton could really spark something on their side with a big play.
And the long toss. Not quite there, just
Pass attempt
close.
incomplete, brings up 4th down.
Oh, so close there.
And that was really well played on defense. Korma and Jackson teaming up in the secondary. Double coverage. That would have been a heck of a catch if he would have came down with it. Petty's gotten targeted quite a bit in the second half, and I believe, to my knowledge, has not had a reception so far as Morton forced the punt. Back and forth we go. If you love defense, this is the one for you.
And Morton does punt. And able to be taking it in there is Jackson. The Potters surround him.
Yeah, maybe not the smartest play. Thought he was going to let it roll out, but he decides to pick it up at the last second. Lots of risk involved there.
Dragons will start their possession on their own 35-yard line, 1st and 10.
35-yard line, pretty respectable starting field position. And again, either team not able to find anything on offense. It's always the big question remains, is it good offense, or rather bad offense, or good defense? It's the question forever unanswered.
Ty Jackson on the carry.
And Jackson brings it up just a little bit.
Joseph Lopko on the stop.
And I think Pekin just would be perfectly content with just trying to grind this one out. I think that's why they're trying to keep it on the ground a lot. They hold, again, a slim margin after a break on a missed PAT in the first half by Morton. So they're just trying to shed some time off the clock and move the ball.
Under 8 minutes to go here. The long throw is good.
Pass is complete from Benassi to Bobby Martin.
Robert Martin once again. He's made a couple big catches in this game. Not a lot of passing for Pekin. Got good protection that time. Banassi able to come up with just an absolute dart. As you see him grab it just before heading out of bounds, and that's a huge momentum swing. This crowd just got re-energized.
Yeah, it has been a slower game offensively in this second half, but Robert Morton has awoken this place.
This place can get pretty loud. Just got to give him something to cheer about.
And Jackson running for it and is taken down.
Ty Jackson.
That was a touchdown-saving tackle without a doubt. Silas Steffen once again making a play just to keep his team in the ball game.
15-yard gain on the play, moves the ball to the
But Pekin starting to feel it a little bit, and man, you almost feel like the way this second half has gone, one more score for the Dragons could be good enough.
Yeah, it certainly has that tone to it, Gavin, and yeah, you're right. I mean, you can just kind of see the body language out there. You can tell that it seems to be a moment here that the Dragons see they can take advantage of. And Morton struggling to take down the Dragon out there in Jackson Trailer. And are able to.
Yeah, ball security is going to be a big deal here. We've already seen one fumble here in this half from Pekin. Just got to hold on to the football. Again, those unforced errors are really what end up killing you. So we'll see if they're able to hold on to it. And again, big stop there from Morton, second down as they jump. A forced penalty, a hard count. Well, maybe gamesmanship there from the veteran head coach, Doug Nutter.
Encroachment. Defense. 5 yards. It remains second down.
And encroachment there on the 5-yard penalty allows the Dragons to move up a little bit.
It'll be second down and 4 for the Dragons.
Take a look there, just a little jumpy. All it took.
That was designed for sure.
And Pekin tries to run for it. Almost slipped through the cracks, but the Potters able to take him down at the moment.
It's good enough for a first down, though, and that is exactly what you want if you're Pekin. Time continues ticking off the clock. Nearing the halfway point of this fourth quarter. Now you're really putting Morton on their heels. And it's starting to get close to crunch time. Not in a hurry.
Under 6 minutes to go now.
Yeah, Pekin's not in a hurry. Morton probably is. They're going to let this play clock go all the way down, and they went in this one in 6. Still a first down to gain, but well in the red zone.
And Jackson runs it. And he goes, and he gets through! Ty Jackson got through! And a touchdown for Pekin. A huge play there by Jackson, slipping through the cracks.
Yeah, what a play there from Ty Jackson on the direct snap. And now it's a big decision right here. You're up 7 already. Looks like they're going to go for the PAT to put themselves up 8. Wondered if maybe they'd try to go for 2 to put this to a 2-score game. But it looks like they will go for the PAT. And it's good.
And Carl McCann able to get the kick through for the extra point. And 21-13 now is the score in favor of Pekin.
And take a look right here. Big run. Jackson slips through a couple. Whoop, whoop. Gets right in.
Pure athleticism.
I don't think I could do that if I tried, Michael.
You and me both.
That's why we're up here and we're letting them do their thing.
Absolutely there for sure.
Morton not out of this one yet, though. Don't turn off your computer, your TV, your phone. There's still a lot of ball game left to play. And a final score from our other game. Normal West able to cling to that 43-point effort. And they beat Peoria High 43-38 at the stadium. So it was a thriller on CI Proud. We'll see if we get an equally close finish here in Pekin. It's looking like it'll be that way.
Yeah, it most certainly is here. An exciting 5:34 left to go, no doubt about it. As Pekin kicks it off. And it will land
The kick goes in the end zone.
just
Will be
into
brought
the
up
end
to
zone.
20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Potters.
So it'll be 75 yards to go.
As tonight's game is brought to you by Zach Butler from State Farm in Pekin. For home, auto, life, and more, get in touch with Zach at sfbutler.com or by calling 309-347-3115. 5:34 left to go here in quarter number 4. 21-13 in favor of Pekin. Morton looking now to make this one and get on into that end zone.
Swallowed up, and again, Keenan Smith has been just a profound part to this offense the first 4 weeks, but has just had nothing going on. Clearly the Dragons have been watching some film on Smith. It's probably going to come down to a lot of passing here in the final 5 minutes from Fritz.
And the throw is good. And Pekin defense right there to defend Brody Pinner.
And that's positive yardage, no penalties. You'll take that if you're Fritz. It was a nice throw, quick throw. Offensive line has done a pretty good job in pass protection, but that Pekin D-line always bearing down. You got to get the ball out quick.
And the handoff and the charge. Pekin all over, but flag out on the play on what looked to be a nice advance by Morton.
That's a confusing flag. From the near side referee, the line judge will spot it at the 40, pinning the penalty.
Dead ball, sideline, Pekin.
And it's a sideline warning, or rather a penalty against Pekin. So definitely unforced. The 11 on the field didn't even have control of that one.
So the penalty there on Pekin. And Fritz with the fake.
Pass complete to number 11.
And a completed pass.
And we have a flag.
But another flag out on the play. Just when we thought we'd seen the last of the flags, they are back.
The revenge of the flags, and once again another just ill-advised play. Didn't catch the number on that, but a little extracurricular after the play, and just a couple killing penalties here. Pekin's defense has been very good this second half, but not much you can do when you give them, free yardage, back-to-back plays.
Yeah, certainly a tough pill to swallow there for sure.
So now Morton in prime field position with lots of time left to go. They got to cash in, but in a good spot.
And Fritz fakes. He's looking for the throw. Is it going to be good? And it is not quite good. A near touchdown.
Brings up second down.
Second down, though, almost a terrific play there. And seen that a few times now. Fritz making some ambitious throws, but Matt Sander not able to get to the spot.
Yeah, we see here, top corner, Sander almost had it. He kind of looked over his shoulder a little too late. Couldn't quite corral it, hit his hands, but dropped it. Sander, usually a pretty sure-handed receiver, just can't come up with it.
And they go for it again. Going for the charge. Lots of pushing and shoving there.
Pass complete to number
Pekin
11.
catching a break. Officials blew it dead
On the
as
stop,
Brody
Bobby
Pinter never went down, kind of stood up in the pile as it brings up a 3rd and short. Again, 4 down territory all the way.
On the 22-yard line, it'll be
I don't know, we
third
could be
down.
heading towards overtime. Certainly the way this one's looking, and Pekin knows the thing about overtime. They've already played one of those this season, coming up just short to Dunlap.
And Fritz now running with it is taken down out there.
Quarterback sack by Carson Eldridge.
And a nice run there. You take a look at it.
And Michael, this is the biggest play of the game up to this point. 4th and short. Morton needs to score. 3 minutes to go in the game. I mean, this is absolute critical territory for the Potters as the Pekin fans are going to get loud on this 4th down.
Pekin looking to defend their 21-13 lead. Morton looking to charge right back into this one. He's off to the races and is pushed just out.
Number 5,
But
Silas Steffen.
a nice run there by Steffen.
There's a flag.
And a
But
flag.
Flag on the play.
Lo behold. I think it's coming back, which is a real crusher for Morton. I mean, 4th and short definitely is manageable in that case, but now you're going to go 4th and long and still a must-score drive for the Potters.
Holding. Offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay. 4th down.
Here's the replay. See Steffen with a good run as a hold right there on the edge. Allowed Steffen to break free, so another 4th down. We'll repeat the biggest play of the game, Michael.
We certainly will. We'll relive it all again.
All right, Dragon fans.
There's a lively crowd on hand here for these final minutes. And, oh, almost. Almost. Once again there.
Dragons will take possession on downs at their own 30-yard
And
line.
Pekin will
First
turn it
and
over
10.
on downs.
Way to go, fans.
We've seen Brody Fritz make a couple really nice throws, but just off of the hands twice.
Yeah, Sander so close. That one was pretty underthrown as we get a look back at that one. Just a little short, has to backtrack, couldn't quite get his body up there. Well defended. Pekin's defense has been immaculate in this second half, aside from the penalties, but they have covered everything really well, and now it's just about defending, kind of holding on to the ball, running out the clock. You don't even need to worry about scoring. You need to just play to run the timeout.
And the charge there on the Dragons. About 4 Potters taking down 1 Dragon. He is down there.
And I'll let the clock keep rolling. Obviously, Morton is going to have to use those timeouts at some point. I think Adam O'Neill had been trying to call for it earlier. A few extra seconds shut off the clock.
Please put 2:11 on the game.
Yeah, they'll put 2:11 back on the clock.
Timeout Morton. Their first of the half.
Tonight's game is brought to you by American Outdoor Services. For all your lawn care needs and commercial snow removal needs, please contact American Outdoor Services at 309-840-5627. They're back-to-back WEEK 25 Viewers' Choice Award winners in 2024 and 2025. And we take a look here at the upcoming schedule for the Pekin Dragons. Of course, today playing Morton at home. Then they're going to head to Metamora and finish out the season with matches against Canton, Limestone, and East Peoria.
Yeah, for Pekin, you know, this is a good start for them. So if they're able to play in Morton, it looks like
Second down and 11.
they might be coming up with a win. Still got to finish it out, but they got a favorable schedule the rest of the way as they charge towards the playoffs.
2:11 back on the clock. And whistles galore.
Ty Jackson once again on the carry.
As the clock keeps rolling, they'll have to put some more time back up there.
To Joseph
Clock operator a little
Mosto.
slow to stop things as Morton's going to burn through all those timeouts and try and
Please put
salvage as much as
2
possible
minutes
back on the
and 3
clock.
seconds on the game clock. Timeout. Morton. Their second of the half.
As Morton takes
Once again,
another
Brennan
timeout.
Stop to Lasco.
And we'll take a look at the Morton Potters schedule here as they take their timeout. And Pekin, a couple home games the next 2 Fridays against Limestone and East Peoria. Then they'll head to Dunlap, finish out their season at home against a tough Washington squad. But you got to think there, 3 of your last 4 are at home.
Yeah, that's big. I mean, having home field advantage, not having to get in the bus, sore legs, or early on in the game, that's a big thing for any sports team, especially in high school football. And they get a couple favorable matchups, definitely favored in those Limestone and East Peoria games before they finish out the really tough couple weeks against Dunlap and Washington. But they'd love to salvage something here, not out of the weeds yet, as Pekin really not able to do much. Morton, one more timeout to burn, and if they can come up with a stop here, I'm sure they'll call it.
2:03 on the game clock. And a run there by Benassi. And a wonderful drive there by Benassi. Huge play there as Pekin not easing up.
No, I mean, that right there could have just sealed the game for the Dragons. If Morton's able to get the ball back at all, it's going to come with very little time. Does stop the clock, but now you got to go through a whole nother set of downs. Maybe at this point, you just got to be trying to rip that ball away.
Just under 2 minutes here. Pekin with the first down after a beautiful run there by Benassi. And Benassi still with the ball. Morton trying to take him down. They do just at the 50.
And Morton
Benassi once again on the carry.
should take their final timeout right here. Again, it's going to be very, very close if Morton is able to come up with the stop. But any more first downs should steal the game.
It'll be second down.
And Morton taking their third and final timeout of the game. And a spot here where Morton needs to get some action and get it quick here with less than 2 minutes to go in this one. Pekin with a 21-13 lead here for Morton. Go all gas, no brakes.
Yeah, you just got to get in there and you got to make something happen. I mean, at this point, you're pretty much in miracle territory. Just trying to get the ball back, and if you can, see if you can have your offense make some magic happen. But Pekin holding on to it. It's their game to lose.
And a nice job there. A little jump move there by Ty Jackson.
Yeah, he's leaped over the pile as the clock keeps rolling. So if, in fact, they're able to hold on a 3rd and short, will be decision time for Pekin. Morton's open just for 1 or 2 more plays on offense.
Just over a minute to go. Pekin looking to seal this one up. And pushing and shoving. And gaining.
And that's going to be it. The clock's going to run out. Victory formation time for Pekin.
Gain of 7 yards on the play. Ball on the 42-yard line. Where it is. First down, Pekin.
So first down for Pekin. That cements this one. As the clock here is just going to run.
Yeah, they'll just take one knee and call it good. And what a response from Pekin. 3 losses in a row. Couple of heartbreakers in there. They didn't get phased whatsoever. And Morton, 2 back-to-back heartbreaking losses, both to Mid-Illini foes. Pekin hyped up. They played a fantastic second half, Mike.
Yeah, they did, Gavin. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better second half than what Pekin showed you. Just phenomenal defense. got a huge touchdown and a big first win in the conference for them this season.
Yeah, definitely a lot of things to clean up. Both sides are going to be highly dissatisfied with the penalties, but Pekin just going to feel good to get out here with a win. They knew it wasn't going to be pretty. Sometimes you just got to get a W. Adam O'Neill definitely not going to be pleased with how things ended, but again, they're still in very good position for the rest of the way to go and try to look for a couple wins in the rest of the campaign as both teams are charging towards the playoffs.
Yeah, it certainly is. Now in the midpoint of the season, big moment here for both teams. Looking to gain here in the standings. And Zach Butler from State Farm in Pekin wants to remind you that September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. And to learn more about the importance of life insurance, contact Zach at 309-347-3115 or visit him online at sfbutler.com. Tonight's game was brought to you by American Outdoor Services. For all your lawn care needs and commercial snow removal needs, please contact American Outdoor Services at 309-840-5627. They're back-to-back WEEK 25 Viewers' Choice Award winners in 2024 and 2025. Pekin coming away with a nice win here tonight. Again, 21-13 is your final. A back and forth first half of this game, and that second half really was all Pekin.
Yeah, it really was. Not a lot to say other than defense and some penalties, of course, too, but we're willing to overlook those for a great defensive performance. They defended in the secondary a lot better in that second half. They scored when they needed to. They put it away, did a nice job on that last drive, and took down, again, a very good Morton squad that's played some really great football games this year, just coming up a bit short. Have to go back to the drawing board just a little bit, but both teams played a phenomenal game. Love to see a close game here in the Mid-Illini.
Yeah, you absolutely do. This is what you live for as high school football fans. You want to see these great matchups right here in the midpoint of the season, a game with lots of movement in the conference out there for sure. Just a phenomenal matchup. We knew it was going to be a great one going in, and it turned out to be a great game.
Very good game indeed. Excellent calling the game with you, Michael, and we look forward to seeing how the rest of the season goes.
Absolutely, Gavin. It was a pleasure with you, and we want to thank our wonderful camera operators, Christian Courtney and Aubrey Degnan, along with our director, Josh Messenger, and producer, Sydney Barnes. None of this is possible without the hard work of all of our crew here at Clutch Sports Media. And for Gavin Russell, I'm Michael Goff. Thank you so much for spending part of your Friday night here with us with Clutch Sports Media. Again, your final here in Pekin. Pekin 21, Morton 13. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Have a fantastic rest of your Friday night and a great rest of your weekend.